After the fight, I'm gonna wish him all the best and fast recovery.
Ilia Topuria is an absolute demon. UFC 317 just finished up and it was a great main card. I was extremely happy to see my man Josh Van come with the win, but unfortunately, Ilia finished another one of my favorite fighters. So today we'll be discussing the fight and what's going to be happening moving forward in the lightweight division. Let's go. So guys, my brain, it said Ilia, but my heart just said Charles. And unfortunately, my heart was dragged through the fire, stomped on, left hooked, and then hammer fisted into death. So to start the fight, there was a bit of a back and forth, and Charles and Ilia both come forward instantly. They both landed well, and I thought to myself, holy shit, did Charles just clip him? Holy shit, Ilia just landed back hard. And to be honest with you, Charles looked really big and strong in there. Charles wasn't fighting on the back foot at all, and at first it seemed like that was really working well. That dominant pressure and throwing of heavy hands looked like it stumbled Ilia a little bit. And it was seemingly working until it wasn't. Ilia was getting out-grappled in moments, but then he had great scrambling to counteract that, and we saw some really good exchanges on the ground between them. Charles was fishing for a leg, he was looking for like a knee bar, he was looking to grab the ankle, and then we saw Ilia trying to scramble to either back to his feet or to a dominant side control position. He looked like he was fishing for an arm or something. From there, Ilia managed to get back up to his feet, and it looked like he didn't want Charles to be comfortable on the ground, so he started throwing a couple of leg kicks to the leg to show him, hey, I am willing to follow you down there. I'm not going to be like these other guys. Ref stands them up, and they start exchanging again, and that's where everything come to an end. Charles and Ilia exchanged in the pocket, and then Ilia throws a jab and starts circling out, almost to bait and draw Charles in. As Charles went to throw a combo, Ilia threw a 1-2 down the middle. The jab didn't land, but the two basically pulverized Charles and put him out cold. And what we didn't see at first is the follow-up left hook also landed. Charles was already out at this point. He hits the ground, his eyes are completely gone, and he gets another 2 follow-up hammer fists to the dome, ruining Charles, probably moving forward forever. And that was it for Charles. He is now in the shadow realm. And as I said, my brain almost knew it was going to happen, and I wasn't even really that excited for the fight. I didn't really get those nerves because I just didn't want to see it happen to Charles. But here we are, that's the fight game. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the Charles situation anymore. It's kind of like the Volk knockout with Ilia, or like a really cringy moment from your teenage years. You just bury that shit deep down and never talk about it again. And to make myself feel better, you have to laugh at Armin My Back Hurts Saryukian, because I bet you're thinking, I'm the #1 contender. I weighed in as backup for this fight. There's no way that I don't get a title shot, right? Wrong, motherfucker. This is the UFC we're talking about. I saw that the camera was panned in on Paddy for the whole time, and I thought, they're not panning to Armin. Why? What do? They bring Paddy into the octagon, confirming that Paddy will be versing Ilia next. Why? Because he's the rightful contender? Because he's proved himself in the sport? No! Because they have beef and he's more of a star. And you know what that means? Money, money, money. And that means more to the UFC than it does with its rankings. And is anyone surprised? I'm not. Now, my thoughts on this, to be honest, I don't really mind. I couldn't really care less who is fighting Ilia. I think they'll both be great fights. The Armin fight is the rightful fight to make, even if he did screw over the start of the year. The Paddy fight seems ridiculous, but I know it's going to earn him a lot of money. So I know why they're doing it. But either way, I don't love them like I love a Charles or a Volk, and I don't care if one of them gets knocked out. So I'm excited for either fight. Now, Paddy vs. Ilia will probably be maybe end of year, early next year. They could probably do a Pantoja versus Van co-main at the MSG with maybe a Tom Aspinall versing a Garn. I feel like they might do an Ilia versus Paddy card in Europe somewhere. I imagine maybe Spain or maybe the O2. I feel like those would be insane. And you have to be real. The beef that they have, it's going to sell. They're both entertaining people. Lots of people want to see Paddy get knocked out. Lots of people want to see Ilia challenged. And you have to be real. Paddy does have somewhat of an advantage in the grappling in certain moments. Let's not say skill for skill because we haven't seen Ilia on the ground yet, but he is the bigger fighter, and he's weird, and he's lanky, and he's got leverage. So you can't count Paddy out when it comes to the wrestling and when it comes to the jiu-jitsu. But when it comes to hands, Paddy has his chin up all the time. He's going to get slept. But we'll break down that fight in another video. I think whether it's Armin or whether it's Paddy, they both have great wrestling. Paddy has great jiu-jitsu, and I think that would be fun in the fight to see Ilia get tested. But the great equalizer is Nuclear fucking hands from Ilia. Now we'll save that breakdown for when we get closer to that fight. But let's be real. After Ilia knocks out Paddy, they'll do Ilia versus JDM because Islam's getting slept out cold by JDM. He's either getting slept out cold or he's getting destroyed with a body shot. We all know that. Do you like how I fit in some Aussie glaze in this video? I just had to. But yeah, great night of fights, guys. What did you think of the card? Let me know down below. Who do you think has the potential of beating Ilia? If anyone. Thanks for everyone who come and checked out the stream. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go cry now. Good night and check out this video right here. Or is it here? One of the two. Anyway, I'm sad. Goodbye.